Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today's our topic is Karma Yoga. I would like to ask few questions. Now in our class, we are having around 16 people. I am going to give some task to all the 16 participants. You will be asked to do this particular task at the same time in the same place. Will all 16 of you will get the same result? You can unmute and you can share any 1-2 persons. Or Premamma can represent for everyone and she can give the answer.
No. I mean, no. All the people have different results because of their attitude which they perform.
No. Just I want yes or no answer. That's
No,
only.
no,
Let us
no.
not go into the too much details because we will unfold the topic.
Yeah.
Okay. This is incident number 1. All the 16 are assigned the same job. They have to do in a same place, same time. All the 16 are going to get the different results. That is our experience, our observation. The second incident, for each one of you, I will give you the same task. The same person has to do the same task at 10 different places at 10 different time. Are you going to get the same result in all the 10 times?
No.
No. Perfect. So, as per these two incidents, one is many people doing the same work, same job, same time, same place. Result is different to each person. Please make a note of this one. Second incident, one person, same task, same duty, same work, performing different places at the different times. Still, result is not same all the time. That means there is something which we need to understand. If the same person, if the same work, different times, different places, why the result is different? This is the question we need to ask for our own self. Other incident, many people, but same work, same place, same time, still result is different for everyone. Why? We need to put this question to our own self. If work itself produce the result, if action itself produces the result, it should be same every time whoever does that action. But it is not the same. Result is not the same. That means something else is influencing my action to get the result, or something else is influencing my result. I am the same person performing the same action, same place, different times. Result is different. Same action, different places, different time. Result is different. But I am the same person. The work also is the same. That means something else is influencing the result. That something else, we can say some third factor is influencing my result. What is that third factor, or who is that third factor who is influencing my result? We have to derive, we have to find out who is that third person. So here I am taking a shloka from the Bhagavad Gita. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says beautifully one shloka. He says, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma paleshu kadachana ma karma palaheturbuhu mati sangostva karmani. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Karmani eva adhikaraha te. Te means for you, you are having the authority to perform your actions. You are having the choice to perform your actions. If a choice is given to us to perform any actions, how many choices we are having? We are having the three choices. Every one of us, when we get a choice, when we get a action, we are having the three choices, three options to perform those action. What are those? Kartum, akartum, anyada kartum. To do as it is, or not to do, or do it differently. Example, take a cricketer, one who is going to do a batting, choosing the batting. So this person, this batsman can hit the ball, can play the defense, can get out, stumped straight away. If you don't hit the ball, if you don't play, if you move from away, the ball comes straight away, goes to the wickets, clean, out. Or when the ball is coming, you can play the defense. Defense means you are not hitting the ball, or nor you are allowing the ball to go and hit your wickets. Just playing the defense, playing differently. Other one is hitting the ball. This is the only choice. Every one of us in our life, whenever we are supposed to do some work, whenever we get a chance to do something, either you do it, or you don't do it, or you do it differently. There is no other choice. There is no other way. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says the same. Karmani eva adhikarahate. You are having the choices to do your actions, how much to do, whether to do or not to do. But ma paleshu kadachana. You don't have any choice in the result. That means you cannot influence the result. Please listen very carefully. You can have the desire for the result. Bhagavan Sri Krishna never says you should not have the desire for the result. But what Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, you cannot influence the result. You don't have any authority to influence the result. Karmani evaha adhikarahate. You are having the adhikara, the choice, the authority only in your actions. Ma paleshu. You don't have the any adhikara, any choice, any influence in the result. So every action, whatever we perform, we will get only three types of results, any one of the three. What are those three results? Expected result, more than expected or less than expected. The last one, opposite of the result. These are the only three choices. I am writing my exam. I am expecting the 60 marks by for out of 100. So if you get the 60 out of whatever you are expected, that is the one kind of results. Or more than expected, more than 60, maybe 70, 80, 90. Or less than expected. Less than expected means like a 40 or 50. What is the opposite result? Minus marks. Is there any other option? Is there any other way you get the result? Expected, more than or less than your expectation, or opposite of your expectation. Opposite of your expectation you can take fail in the subject. Bhagavan Sri Krishna makes it very clearly. Ma Palishu Kadachana, my dear student, you don't have the any adhikaraha, ma Palishu Kadachana, you never have the authority to influence the result. Ma karma pala he turbuhu. Do not think you are the author of the results of action. Let your attachment not be to inaction. Now, what we think, okay, anyway, I cannot influence the result. So, I don't want to do it. Because everything is decided by someone else. I am having only authority to do my actions. I don't have any authority to influence my results. So, why should I do? Second line, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, because you cannot influence your result, don't stop doing the actions. You need to understand the concept. What we need to understand here, I am having the authority to perform the action the way I want, or way I don't want, or the way I want to do it differently. But you cannot influence. You can desire the result. Nothing wrong. You can expect the result. Nothing wrong. Bhagavan Sri Krishna never says, don't expect the result. You should not have the desire for the result. He only says, you cannot influence the results. Why? There are so many other factors are involved. What are those other factors which are involved? You might have done something good in the previous life or in this life or sometime. You have done something. And that is fructified now. That action is fructified now. That also will have the influence on the result. I will give an example. You all are preparing well for your exams. No doubt in your preparation, no doubt about the sincerity, how much you are studying, how much sincerity you are putting in your studies. No doubt. Everything is you are doing excellent, perfectly. On the day of the exam, you received a phone call saying someone of your near and dear met with an accident, very close to you, your beloved person met with an accident. In spite of preparing very well, and when you go to the examination hall, your mind is not going to be there. Even though you read the question, you may not able to understand properly. Even though if you read, you see the answers, it seems to be everything knows, but you don't know what to select. And sometimes you prepare well and you go to the examination hall, you write the answers, you think you are done 100% correct, and something went wrong. Instead of putting the second question, you mentioned the third question. So computer, when it scans, it's totally gone. Because computer cannot do any mistakes. Because it is given a programming. Whatever is given the question number 2, answer is A. Thinking that question number 3 answer is A, you are reading the question number 2 only, and in your mind answer is A correct, but instead of ticking there, just your hand move little down, you tick it there. Unfortunately, question number 3 answer is something else. So there is a possibility. Now, what are the other factors will involve here? Because the result is not same for everyone. The other factors are number one, karma and result of the karma phala. If you look at the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, the Patanjali Maharshi mentions very clearly karma and karma phala influences our result. Sometimes you see some of your friends or your relatives, suddenly they become so rich and so great. And you think, we all came together into this place, suddenly this person becoming so rich, so great, and there wherever I am. But we are working in the same place, everything is same. Why? Some punya pala, something is there. That is called in Sanskritam adrushta. In English, we call luck. This adrushta means unseen factors are there. Because we don't know what is exactly this third factor, we take it as Ishvara. Like in the mathematics, when you don't know the answer, what we do? Assume X. Let us assume this as X and you solve the problem. At the end of the solution, you will get X is equal to something. So now, in our Sanskrit literature, in our Indian culture, in Indian literature, that we don't know, we assume as a Ishvara. English, you can say Lord or God. So the God is the one, the Ishvara is the one who is maintaining all our accounts. Like in the modern times, we use this word cloud storage. Have you heard this word cloud storage? Most of the time we use this. What do you mean by cloud storage? Storing something in the cloud. Ishvara is maintaining that accounts. Is a cloud storage. We are having a person exclusively for that. Chitragupta. Everything is a cloud storage. So if something is a cloud storage, it means Chitragupta is taking care of our accounts. So according to the fructification of this karmas, result comes, that result influences. This is the one aspect. The other aspect, when you are performing your action, how is your attitude? So when you are performing any action, while performing that action, your attitude also having the influence. Not only your attitude, your emotions also plays the role. Example, someone comes to your home and you are going to offer a glass of water. Offering the glass of water is an action. But while offering that glass of water, you may think in your mind, why this fellow came at this particular time? I want to watch a movie, and this fellow came, I have to give the water. But still, oh, please welcome to our house, have a cup of water. But in the mind, why this fellow came? I want to watch the movie, I want to enjoy my privacy. Huh? This person came. Attitude. That also will have the influence. Like this, there are so many emotions. You all are matured enough, you can think, you can reflect. So every thought will have its own influence. Reflect more and more on these thoughts. So hence, karmani eva adhikaraha aste. You are having the authority over actions, whether you do it or don't do it, but you cannot influence the result. The result will be granted by Ishvara, keeping your accounts, what is fructified, what is not fructified, different factors. So because I cannot influence my actions, don't stop doing it. Don't stop doing those actions. Keep performing your actions. Even though you cannot influence, you keep doing your actions. Hey, how can I do my actions when I am not able to influence? Yogastat kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya सिद्ध्य सिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते. Perform your actions. How? Yogastaha kuru karmani. You establish in yoga. Remaining the steadfast in yoga. Hey Dhananjaya, O Arjuna, perform actions, abandoning attachment and remaining the same to success and failure. This evenness of mind is called yoga. So the definition of yoga is coming. What is that? Samatvam yoga uchyate. Equanimity is yoga. So you need to establish in yourself in the yoga. I need to establish in the yoga means, do you want me to do asanas and all the time sit in the asanas? No. Asanas is just a single part of a yoga. Yoga is a way of life. Yoga is not just asanas. Asanas are the part of yoga. Pranayama is a part of yoga. Meditation is a part of yoga. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, establish yourself in the yoga. Then perform your actions, and whatever the result comes, accept the result. That means don't jump into the conclusions. Most of the time what happens, if the results comes more than our expectations, I am the hero, no one is there like me, I am so great, let me throw the party, come on. If something goes wrong, why me it is happening all the time. So depression. There are people, those who are successful in their business, in their entrepreneurship, if something goes wrong, something went down, they have attempted the suicide. Many people you can see. There are people, those who are studying the IIT, ITI, huh? engineers, scientists, something goes wrong, they go into the depression. If something favor, so great. People share something on the Facebook, something on the Instagram. If no one click the like, this fellow goes into the depression. I am posting in the Facebook, no one is watching. No one is clicking the like, no one is commenting. Depression. Both extremes, either this side extreme or other side extreme. No moderation. So what we need to learn from this shloka, Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. What is yoga? Yoga is called equanimity. Equanimity between what? Ishta Anishta Upapattishu. Equanimity toward the success or failure. You may get the result more than your expectation. You may get the result less than your expectation. You may get the result as it is. You may get the result opposite to your expectation. Still, you should able to maintain the balance of your mind. That means you are a yogi. Samatvam yoga uchyate. What else we can learn from this definition? Number one, don't jump into the conclusions. What I'm saying, Ishta Anishta Upapattishu. Ishta means desired, Anishta undesired. Upapattishu, that which comes, maintain the balance. Don't jump into the conclusions. Accept the things as they are. Let us apply in our life also. The moment when we see someone, the moment when we do something, immediately we jump into the conclusions. Judgmental attitude. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, don't have this judgmental attitude. Looking at something, looking at someone, having little bit knowledge, will start jumping and judging the things. Don't judge the people, don't judge the objects, don't judge the anything. Accept the things as they are. After accepting the things as they are, if you want to continue with those objects, it is up to you. You continue, or if you want to discard the things, you discard. But things are things as it is. Object is object all the time. When you identify your subjectivity with the object, and you bring your colors on the object, your emotions on the object. Try to look at the things objectively. We need to develop the objectivity, looking at the things as they are. So once when you develop this state of mind, accepting the result as they are, what happens, your mind is available for thinking. Then you can start thinking why I got the negative result, why my result went down, even though I performed well, where I could have done some mistake. Let me analyze myself, let me understand so that I can find out and figure it out. Then I can correct myself. If the result comes more than your expectation, still you can do the analysis. How the more results came, what are the things I have done? So let me analyze so that I will maintain the same attitude, the same aspect in my future also, so that I will get the more result. Sri Krishna never said don't expect the result. This is the most misinterpreted shloka. Bhagavan Sri Krishna makes it very clearly, you cannot influence the result. Like a cricket batsman, when you are playing, when you are as a batsman, when you are hitting the ball, can you influence the fielder whether to catch or not to catch your ball? Officially, I am talking. As a cricketer, when you are playing, you cannot influence the player whether that person should catch your ball or not to catch. That is the fielder's discrimination, not your discrimination. You cannot decide for the fielder whether he has to stop your ball or not to stop your ball. You try your level best. Rest you accept. When you accept as they are, it helps us to live a happy life. Most of the time, for example, in our family, if someone is there, always making some noise, something disturbing. You accept them as they are. Oh, these are the old people. What else they can do it? They are in a helpless situation. Let me accept them as they are. Then afterwards, you decide how much you want to make a friendship. For example, in our life also, there are many people comes and goes. When someone comes, you make a judgment. You accept. Most of the time, what we do, we are not ready to accept. Not only that, we are not ready to accept the others, even we are not ready to accept what we are. That is a problem. We are not ready to accept what we are. That is the reason every day we stand in front of the mirror to make up something because I don't want to accept my face as it is. So let me put some this fair and lovely and some other powder so that I look better. That means I am not ready to accept how I am. I am not telling you to don't have the makeup. You can have it. But fact is this. We are not ready to accept what we are. We look at someone, oh, their nose is very beautiful. My nose is like this. Let me go to the dermatologist to uplift my nose. It means I am not ready to accept my nose. Yeah, what is then we will blame everything, everyone. So my nose is like this because of my father is like that, my grandfather is like that, my parents are like that. We are not ready to accept. There are many things which we cannot change, accept them as it is. We cannot change our parents. What is the point of brooding over our parents? My parents are like this, my parents are like that. They are like that. How long you are going to blame them or brood over them? You accept, yes, my parents are like this. I accept. So let me do what I have to do. We are not ready to accept many things in our life. Bhagavan Sri Krishna teaching us don't be the judgmental, accept the things as they are. So your mind is available to you so that you can able to think properly. Otherwise, what happens? Disturbance, depression, or anxiety. Over anxiety or depression. So depression leads to the suicidal tendencies. This we need to teach our children also. Unnecessarily, the parents makes more and more putting them into the pressure of the children. You should get this number of marks in the exam. You should get the 100%. You should get this one. You should get that one. You encourage them. Nothing wrong. In case if the child didn't get, you need to give the support. Don't worry. You tried your level best. Whatever came, it came. You accept. Don't worry too much. But what we do, I was telling you all the time, you should get the 100%, you should get the 99%, you only scored the 75%. What kind of child you are, how much we are working, all these things, nonsense you put into the child's mind, child will enter into the depression. You encourage the child to study. Once the result comes, you need to support. Okay, beta, it's okay. Whatever is there, that's okay. Don't worry. Next time we can try a little better if we want. Attitude. Attitude, which is very, very important. Now question comes, okay, if I am going to accept the things as a samatvam yoga uchyate, because I am going to accept the thing as a samatvam yoga uchyate, there is a one person, I will connect with a small story. There is a one person who attended the Bhagavad Gita, this particular shloka, only this shloka. He understood what that person understood. Okay, now onwards, whatever I do, whatever the result comes, I am going to accept the result as it is. Then this person goes to a teacher and tells, Srinivas, I heard your class, very nice. So now onwards, I am going to implement this Bhagavad Gita teaching, accepting the things as they are. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Oh, wonderful. As a teacher, we feel so nice. Wow, this class has influenced you. Oh, we are so great. Okay, anyway, what are you going to do now? That person says, my neighbor is having so much wealth, and I know where is that wealth in his house. Where he keeps that wealth in his house, I know. So now what I am going to do, from my house to my neighbor's house, I am going to dig a canal underground. Then I will go there. I will steal all that, the wealth, and I will come back. If I am caught, I will go to the jail. If I am not caught, I will enjoy. Samatvam yoga uchyate. If I caught, no problem, because I will go with the Krishna's teaching. Samatvam yoga uchyate. If I didn't cut, I will enjoy. Bhagavan Sri Krishna knows there will be people like this. Hence, he says, oh, my dear, you are very nice. Samatvam yoga uchate is there, but one thing is missing. What is that? Dharma is missing. What is the Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is the Dharma Shastra. Bhagavad Gita is the Yoga Shastra. Bhagavad Gita is the Brahma Vidya. So this entire Bhagavad Gita, when you are studying, you have to keep in your mind Dharma as a background. So even though you are ready to accept the things, ready to go to the jail, ready to enjoy Samatvam Yoga Uchyate, but what you are doing in that Dharma is missing. So how we have to perform our actions? Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Immediately, buddhi yukto jahatiha ube sukrita dushkrute tasmad yogaya yujyasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. Keeping in the dharma as a background, perform your actions as the best. Yoga karmasu kaushalam, kushalasya bhavaha kaushalam. Perform your actions as the best. Because I am going to accept the result, whatever comes, it does not mean that, okay, I don't study anything for the exam. Today in the class, Srinivas told, we have to accept the things as it is, whatever comes. So I am not going to study anything. I am not going to attend any class. I will give the exam. If I will get pass, okay. If I fail also is okay. Samatvam yoga uchyate, I can quote. That is not samatvam yoga uchyate. Put your effort. How to put the efforts? Even though I am putting the efforts, karmasu kaushalam, you need to do the best in your actions. You need to do the best in your performances, keeping in the dharma. So these are the two definitions from the Karma Yoga point of view, from the Bhagavad Gita point of view. Yoga karmasu kaushalam samatvam yoga uchyate. So I will summarize bringing the two more concepts. So whenever we perform anything, we have to perform that action as a karmasu kaushalam, the best. What could be the attitude? What should be the attitude while performing this action? Application is karmasu kaushalam, doing the best. The attitude should be Ishwararpana bhavana. Whatever we are performing, perform as the best with an attitude that offering to the Ishvara. And when the result comes, how should be our acceptance? Samatvam yoga uchyate. Accept the result as it is with an attitude of prasada bhavana. So yoga karmasu kaushalam goes with the Ishwararpana bhavana, offering to the Ishvara, offering to the Lord, yad yad karma karomi tat tadakilam shambho tavaradhanam. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. Whatever I do through my mind, whatever I do through my speech, whatever I do through my body, everything I offer to the Ishvara. This is called Ishwararpana Bhavana, Ishvara Pranidhanatva. This is called surrender to the Ishvara. So when the result comes, Prasada Bhavana. I accept graciously whatever is coming to me. Otherwise, what happens? You may be excellent in your actions. If you don't have the attitude of Ishwararpana, it is not going to become a karma yoga. It is only called karma. Karma means action, and this action has to be converted into karma yoga. How can we convert the karma into karma yoga? While bringing the concept of Ishvara in between. So offer your karma, offer your actions to the Ishvara, then it becomes the karma yoga. Not 100%. When it becomes 100%, when the result comes, you accept as a prasada bhavana. The moment when I say prasada, from where the prasada comes? From the Ishvara. So from the Ishvara, whatever I get, that is a prasada. That is a gift for me from the Ishvara. And Ishvara is not a partial. God is not partial to any person. Depending upon our previous actions and the time of maturity of those actions, this result is influenced. Nothing else. So karma can be converted into the karma yoga while bringing the Ishvara. Without Ishvara, there is no karma yoga. This is just karma. So these are the three important slokas from the Bhagavad Gita point of view. Number one, karmanyevadikaraste ma paleshu kadachana ma karma palaheturbu mate sangostva karmani, which gives the background for the karma yoga. Then performing the actions with an offering to the Ishvara, yoga karmasu kaushalam. And after performing the actions, when the time comes to receive the result, samatvam yoga uchyate with prasada bhavana. This is called karma yoga. So in simple, what is the karma yoga? Whatever we do, we need to offer to the Ishvara with an attitude, I am offering. So when the result comes, accept those things as a result from the Ishvara, is a gift from the Ishvara. This is a brief explanation about the Karma Yoga. If you look at the Bhagavad Gita, the entire second chapter is called Karma Yoga. And this Karma Yoga topic from the second chapter explained in another 6 chapters more about the Karma Yoga. But this is a base according to our syllabus. This is good enough for us. Okay. So I will conclude with a prayer. Then afterwards you can ask your doubts. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.